There'll be food and drink and ghosts. And perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited.
I grew up watching a lot of Goosebumps, but none of the episodes creep me out as much as this one did. To this day, if I hear Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, I immediately think of this episode. Greetings everyone, and welcome back to Dunwich Manor. Today, we're taking a look at the Goosebumps episode, Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. As I'm sure you all know, Goosebumps was a series of books written by R.L. Stine throughout the 90s. These books were strange, spooky, and aimed towards a younger audience. Kinda like a beginner's introduction to the horror genre. The books were successful enough that a TV series was created not long after in 1995. But that's enough about the history of the show. I'm sure most of you guys know this already. Let's get into the actual episode. Piano Lessons Can Be Murder is episode 8 of season 1 and released on December 8th of 1995. This episode definitely freaked me out way more than any other episode in the show. But don't get me wrong, after rewatching it, it's actually pretty cheesy and the story doesn't make a ton of sense, but you know, that's Goosebumps for you. You kind of watch it for the nostalgia and the campy factor, not really for quality. With all that being said, let's actually jump into the episode. The episode begins with an introduction to the main character, Jerry.
He's coming! He's coming, help me!
We see that Jerry has a solid imagination, but his parents seem to be getting pretty tired of it. Jerry and his family have recently moved into a new house, and they're still working on getting unpacked.
Jerry, who you talking to?
No one, Mom.
Honey, please stop fantasizing and try to concentrate on what I asked you to do.
Alright, Jerry, you heard your mom. It's time to focus up, lock in, and get some work
The
done.
brilliant scientist was abducted by aliens.
As Jerry's imagination continues to run wild, he begins to hear what sounds like piano music coming from the basement. More specifically, the song is Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata.
He got no answer.
Jerry takes a closer look at the piano and sees that it appears to be playing itself. Dog, if I had seen that at his age, I would have already had my bags packed and been a minimum of 6 states away. Fuck that. Oh yeah, also this spooky bitch shows up. She is to this day the scariest thing I've ever seen in Goosebumps. The way the music is just so eerie, mixed with like her deformed green skin and just weird appearance, it stuck with me for some reason. Jerry's dad pops up out of nowhere, accidentally scaring Jerry. Then he tries to get Jerry to work on restoring the piano with him.
Hey, you want to make this our little project?
No thanks. I've got a life, you know. Little sister to big brother. I'm moving in.
Sadly for Jerry's father, Jerry's more interested in dreaming up and acting out his own little fantasy scenarios. Like a little loser boy, loser child. I'm joking, but seriously, his parents are like really upset with him having a very good imagination. I mean, this kid is probably like 12 years old, being creative, and his parents are like, oh man, our kid's a fucking loser. Why can't he just be, I don't know, collecting stamps or building a shed or something?
He's living in a fantasy land.
He has an active imagination.
You know, most kids are out playing sports. They're making friends. Our son talks to himself. Is that normal? You need something to focus on. Project, a hobby.
Man, when I was 12, my genius self was keeping an eye out for sharks in the swimming pool. Which, to be honest, I'm not actually 100% convinced there aren't sharks in the swimming pool. It's waiting for me to drop my guard. Anyways, the scene literally right after Jerry's parents' discussion about him only using his imagination and not playing sports shows Jerry playing baseball and making a new friend.
I'm Jerry. We just moved in.
Yeah, I know. Your new house has been vacant for a long time.
Yeah. There was an old piano in the basement.
Okay, this might just be me, but I do feel like that was kind of a weird spot to bring up a piano in the conversation. From this conversation, we learned that a piano teacher used to live in the house, which means that ghost we've been seeing is most likely her. Jerry asks his parents if he can do piano lessons so that he can jam with his new friend Kim. But that very night, the ghost warns Jerry to stay away. From what? That remains to be seen.
Stay away. Dad? Stay away!
The next day, Jerry's mom takes him to his first piano lesson at Shriek's music school. Interestingly enough, Jerry and his mom can hear Moonlight Sonata being played in the school right before we're introduced to this creepy dude.
Can I help you?
Big shout out to this actor. He's passed away now, but he played in tons of things, including Are You Afraid of the Dark and X-Men.
Hello everyone. I'm editing the video right now and I realized my camera was not recording during the part where I talk about what happens during the lesson, so I'm gonna tell you really quick. Basically, the creepy guy is Dr. Shriek, the music teacher of the school, And the first lesson goes okay. Dr. Shriek's a little weird, but nothing too strange. And basically, once the lesson is over, Jerry starts to use his imagination, and he wanders around the school, and he ends up in the basement where he's chased by like this weird vacuum cleaner thing. But luckily, a dude shows up and saves him. So that's basically where we're at right now.
No, not through there. Are you looking for the front door?
This guy's name is Mr. Toggle, and he seems a little strange, but he shows Jerry the way out, so maybe he's alright. Later, Jerry's once again visited by the ghost that warns him to stay away from Shriek's music school or he will suffer.
Stay away from the Shriek School. It is evil, evil.
The next morning, Jerry tells his parents that he doesn't want to go back to the music school, but his parents think his imagination is running wild again. The next day at piano practice, Jerry's teacher, Dr. Shriek, has a very weird freak out over Jerry's hands. After holding them for a bit too long and acting very strange, it becomes obvious that something is very wrong with Dr. Shriek.
Perfect. Perfect.
No!
Yes, Jerry. I must have your beautiful hands.
Next, he begins to chase Jerry and shouts about wanting his hands. Jerry runs into the basement shouting to Mr. Toggle for help when he runs into the school's recital hall. Jerry takes a look around to see this. That's right, a bunch of floating hands playing pianos. A little weird. Dr. Shriek grabs Jerry, but luckily Mr. Toggle steps in and stops him.
Don't worry, son.
Only for it to be revealed that Dr. Shriek was actually a robot and Mr. Toggle created him. Apparently, Mr. Toggle is quite the inventor and he loves building robots, but he can never get the hands quite right because of them, quote, having too many parts. So he took over this piano school so that he could capture students and take their hands to play music all day.
Why do you need my hands? To make beautiful music. Hands are just too hard to build.
Luckily, the ghost that we've been seeing haunting Jerry shows up and actually saves Jerry.
You've gone too far. I warned you.
Apparently, this was in fact the ghost of the piano teacher, and more specifically, Mr. Toggle's old piano teacher. We could see that the teacher's missing her hands, which implies that Toggle cut off her hands, which is pretty freaking disturbing for a Goosebumps episode. Ghost begins shaming and taunting Mr. Toggle, so Jerry escapes while this is happening. His parents come to pick him up and leave, but not before getting one last scare. At least his parents can see now that he wasn't just imagining everything. The episode ends with Jerry playing baseball with his new friend Kim, and Mr. Toggle being forced to play piano for eternity.
How much longer? Till eternity.
What a strange but fitting ending. So that was Piano Lessons Can Be Murdered. This wasn't my favorite episode of Goosebumps, but like I said before, it was the freakiest to me. The premise is surprisingly disturbing. It's basically just a genius inventor that cuts off people's hands to play music for him. Yikes. That'll do it for this video, guys. Let me know down in the comments if there's another Goosebumps episode you want me to cover. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and also a big thank you and shout out to all the new subscribers that have recently joined my channel. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time at Dunwich Manor. Peace.